It's time to bread up with another Bakugan video. That's right, it's BakuBrad here, and I thought today I would go ahead and give an update on my Legacy Brontes collection, because it was asked that I do a Legacy video on my last one. Please check that out if you missed it. I will have it linked down below in the description. But yeah, so a Legacy Bakugan update. Now, of course, for those of you who don't know, I really like Brontes, probably my favorite Legacy, if not, up there in the top 5 at least, but one of my favorites, and I have been trying to collect them all. Now, with the help of, all of the crew members on the Discord server, various trades, eBay, I do have quite the collection, but there are some I am still missing. But yeah, just want to go ahead and give an update because there are a few that I've gotten recently during my hiatus. So, in no particular order, I guess I'll start off with the traps. Not technically a Brontes, but it is the trap partner to Brontes, and that is Dynamo. Starting off with the Pyrus. Now, this one is a European exclusive. Really hard to track down. This, out of all of the traps, took me the longest to get. It is legit too. I know that blue paint looks really odd. But yeah, apparently Pyrus Dynamo got that light sky blue, and it is really nice. And by the way, it's really cool to have the full set of Chaos Emeralds, in my opinion. So here is the Aquas Dynamo, which the head on all of these do get stuck quite a bit, and then also the little feet pegs are pretty stiff, so I won't bother pulling those out. But just a heads up, there are little manual bits on these Dynamo. Again, these things are like, what, 10 plus years old, so I definitely don't expect their condition to be perfect. Go ahead and change the coloring, give it us a nice little blue light here. Next up is the Ventus Dynamo. Probably my least favorite out of all three because I'm not a big fan of Ventus. It just so happens that the Ventus clowns are some of the best as far as gameplay, which that is really funny. And then I do have the Native Chaos Dynamo, so this one definitely huge grabbing, very neat. And Bakugan Trap in general, really cool. During battle you play them and they can switch the attribute of your active Bakugan, which is really powerful. And Dynamo generally gives you 3 different options on each version, all of which being different, I think. I haven't really checked in on it, but yeah, pretty cool. Here is Subterra. The Subterra I thought was going to be hard to find, but it ended up being actually easy to get. And then this darkest one, the little feet pegs are really stiff. I bought this brand new in packaging and actually have the unboxing on the channel as well. This was a huge score. I didn't even know it existed until I found it. Again, with that sky blue paint there, right? So odd that that was actually part of the coloring. But I will slide those over, won't bother closing them in the video. There is a lot to get through, obviously. But that does it for the Dynamo, all factions. Unfortunately, I don't think translucent traps were made in the Legacy series, but a translucent, like Baku Crystal Dynamo, now that would be something. But gonna go ahead and get right into the Brontes. Speaking of Baku Crystal, I do want to go ahead and start off with the base Baku Crystal Brontes. Now this is the chunky version, but I do appreciate it because it came out in 2 different prints. So you have one with green accents and then one with orange. This one has 490 and this one has 640. So really drastic power difference between the 2 printings. But I always thought that was pretty cool that you had 2 different versions to collect. Now for the Mega, I do believe the Mega has, so the Mega Baku Crystal Brontes has green accents and manual arms. The Core Brontes has manual arms as well, but those 2 in particular had stiff arms, so again, another thing I won't bother opening is all of the manual bits, because that would just make the video longer, and I don't want it to be too long. It's already going to be decently timed enough, and I don't want people getting too bored. So the last Baku crystal, I believe, is of course the Alto Brontes. Now this one has no accents at all, but the silver arms, which it would have been cool to get a little more green on it, like the others, but a little flappy. And moving on, I guess I'll go ahead and start off with the Chaos Brontes next. So I have, well, Chaos Base, a little sticky there. Then the Chaos Mega Base. So, you know, you have to have the native attributes, right? Got to. And then a few different Chaos Altos. Sadly, not the, what's it called? The Anime Accurate, or the Japan exclusive. That is one that I am missing. But it is quite expensive as well. So I do have the Battle Damaged Chaos Alto, where it's all scuffed up and it looks like it was in a war or something. The Baku Steel Alto, which I do believe this is in Aquas as well, which is one I haven't gotten, but the Chaos is pretty nice. Kind of a steel metal effect. After that, it is the Reverse Attribute Alto, so pretty nice, pretty neat color palette on that one. And then this, the Holy Grail of the collection, which I got recently, but not too recent. This Bakugan was actually sent over from a fellow YouTuber, HM Warrior. I did do a video about it, but yeah, this Bakugan is amazing. This is the Translucent Chaos Alto Brontes, and it's the closest I have to an anime accurate one, so to speak, or at least native faction, you know, without translucent, flip, without any kind of special treatment. So yeah, really excited, always happy to share that one. In fact, it's going to get a gate card, and it's going to sit among the rest. I have quite the Brontes horde going. Go ahead and move the box, give myself a little room here, adjust the lighting, bear with me. Thank you all for continuing to watch. I know this can be really long, but moving on though. Ooh, geez, wow, the lighting. Okay, so moving on, I do have a core Darkest Brontes. Really neat. The smile is yellow, and I like that option on the Darkest Brontes. Same with the Mega as well. And I won't go over G-Power too much, because for the most part, Brontes G-Power ranges between 490 and 700, and it doesn't generally alter from that. So you can just always imagine that's the general range, if you will. But since I went through Darkest, I do have the Subterra pair as well. And I don't think there was a Darkest or Subterra Alto released. If there was, I haven't found it, I should say. Not that I didn't get it, but I haven't found it if there is one. But I do have the Darkest and Subterra duo for the others. Now then, getting into Ventus, which Ventus had a lot of treatments for Brontes, and it's just kind of funny that Brontes has this many different Ventus versions. So there was a Baku Bronze Core Ventus, which is pretty cool because that's like the bronzed effect. And I don't think we got a Bronze Mega either. And then just base regular Ventus, not too big of a deal. But now I start getting into the rarer Ventus. So this is one I picked up during my little hiatus. This is the Translucent Ventus Brontes, also a European exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, just like the Pyrus Dynamo. And these two, it's kind of in the air, because I have seen listings for the Battle Damaged Ventus Mega in the US, but not many. And then to my knowledge, this was also a European release. It is the Battle Damaged Ventus Alto. So a few harder to find Bakugan, but yeah, definitely worth it. I actually got these off of a trade in the Cube Discord server, which was just generally really huge. It was really big to find these Bakugan. Oh, there my lighting goes again with the adjustments. And the last two Ventus ones I have are a Baku Steel Mega. If I can get the camera to focus a little better, there we go. And then the last is a Baku Neon Ventus. So We do have that neon green, and it looks really nice. I mean, even in contrast to all the other Brontes, it definitely sticks out. And then after that, just a few odds and ends, but still some really special Bakugan. The reverse attribute Subterra, which again, a European exclusive. This one was from Europe, but got it from a friend on the Discord server in a trade. So it was kind of like a middleman sort of jump through. All I'm saying is this Bakugan went on quite the journey, and it is a Subterra flip. So really cool. Probably one of my top 5 favorites. I did forget, I do have the Baku Bronze Darkest as well, so that is a Darkest one I forgot about. Really like the purple accents and the bronze on that one. Now then for Pyrus, I haven't been able to secure a Pyrus Mega yet. It does exist, it's just really hard to get. So right now I have the Core Pyrus, and I have a Translucent Alto, which there is a battle damaged version as well. It is on the list to obtain. So as many clowns as I have, I still do not have all the clowns for the clown car. And then lastly, gonna wrap things up with Aquas. And I guess I'll start with the chunks. So I have a opaque, just normal Aquas, which I got this along with the Ventus ones as well, but it's just not as rare. Have the Baku Light Aquas Brontes, which this one was more common, even though it's a special treatment. That one I can say you find a vast majority of the time, along with the native attributes. And then for Mega Aquases, I have the Battle Damaged, which there is a normal Aquas Mega as well that I will grab at some point, just don't know when. And then a Translucent Aquas, which same as the Translucent Pyrus, there's also a Battle Damaged Aquas Alto as well. Kind of all 3 of the Alto right there, and then the big, huge, awesome one. And the last Brontes in my collection is kind of a dud. It does have a lot of damage. This was a eBay listing gone wrong in my opinion, but I won't knock it too bad. I won't call out the seller or anything. But yeah, definitely some damage here. I did keep it though because it is a Baku Flip Aquas. And yeah, a special treatment clown like this, definitely got to keep it no matter the condition. I mean, it has some loose arms, like really loose. But condition aside, it is a really cool print. And yeah, I set out on this quest, if you will, not really knowing how many Brontes Bakugan there are. But as you can see, there are a ton everywhere. And I haven't even really went through the iceberg, right? Like, I've grazed the tip. There is still at least, I don't know, 10 or more that I need to get, believe it or not. So the hunt will continue. I will get all of the clowns eventually, but this is an update of the collection so far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's one that you haven't seen or that you didn't know existed, because I know when I was hunting these that I found a few that I didn't even know really were there, and they were all just kind of a surprise. So it's really cool and it's really neat to see and to find out that there are so many Legacy Bakugan, some of which you don't even know about, right? And everyone's worried about G3, and I'm just trying to get them to like realize, hey, there was a whole Legacy series of Bakugan with a ton of options. But that's going to be it for this video. Everyone, if you like what you saw, please subscribe. It helps, you know, like all those good things. Keep the channel up and going. I've been on hiatus, so I definitely need that bump up from the community, and that requires your help. So until next time, stay safe, drum up, and Bakugan Brawl.